Fora TV. The world is thinking.
Here we come to one more question. Is war moral? Is there something we can call a moral war? Is there morality in war? A few weeks, 3 weeks I think, 2 or 3 weeks before the Iraqi war began, I was invited to the White House by Condi Rice, Secretary of State, National Security Advisor. And then the president right away came in. They asked me, what do you think, what should we do? No, they said, what do I know about war? I know something about war, but from my own personal view. I simply said, Mr. President, why do you ask? He said, well, there's a situation. Saddam Hussein is a dictator, and he has developed weapons of mass destruction. From experience, we know that once he has them, he will use them. What should we do? That was again before the war. And I said, Mr. President, I cannot hear myself say that I am for war, because I know what it means. War means suffering. War means orphans, widows, destruction. I cannot hear myself say that. War is not an option. War cannot be an option. Except if it's a just war. And a lot has been written, and I'm sure the professor who will follow me will speak about that. What is a just war? You have it in the Bible, you have it in the Talmudic literature, you have it in Augustine. A lot have been written about just war. To me, the only just war that I can speak of was the war against Hitler. There, if I had been in America, I surely would have volunteered to the army to bear arms and fight Hitler. That's all. So he said, then what should we do? And I said, look, I have spent my adult life to fight for human rights. And we fight for human rights all over the world as we can. Economically, we should. Diplomatically, politically, morally. I don't know, if the time comes, it becomes a just war. No, the time hasn't come. I don't see it. He said, then what do you call it? I said, I call it intervention. To intervene in another nation's, even domestic life, in order to prevail upon it, to be moral, usually with a community, with a segment of the population. What's the difference, he says? I said, it's very simple. War is a political option. Intervention is a moral option. So therefore, I would say, war, by definition, except when it's a just war, is not moral. Simply because it means, of course, not so much victory. It means suffering for so many people.